And we're live. Welcome to another episode of Crazy Sport. Hey, I thought CTN wasn't gonna join. I was talking.
What?
Phela iChelsea
Yeah.
akakadlali usasenomdlali.
And you know that's what everyone is saying. Would say, we should have gone live after the Chelsea game.
Yo, oh yeah, dog. You know I'm sleeping by that time. No, but we live next, CTN, just in case. We
Yeah,
thought
give
you
me a
look.
second. I'm trying to sort out my thingy. I'm just gonna mute myself for real quick. I'm just trying to sort myself out real.
All right, no stress. We thought you weren't gonna join, yeah. But anyway, yes, cheese dog. Before we even jump onto Premier League, let's start off with Orlando Pirates, my guy. I'm not sure if you watched that game, dog. Ay!
I
Hey,
mean, I always support my teams in pitch. I mean, I'm a club.
Ampana.
I'm a club. Get a lot of money from me in pitch. I
Hey,
think I think
Mpana.
it's normal.
Hey, Mpana. Leso sakho mfethu siyawawa, dog.
Yeah, that's
Yo. That's a.
inspire. That's
I need to
inspire.
spy, bitch. Where do you get your kids anyway, Mpana? Like, yo, I need to stock up, Mpana.
So sportsmen's fun. I mean, I normally go to sportsmen's,
Oh yeah.
and then if I fail at sportsmen's, then I go directly to the
Oh
outlets.
yeah. Oh yes.
So I'm eating lang as Mall of Africa. So Mall of
Yeah.
Africa has literally almost every shop lapha. And then I get them
Oh.
printed as well. So I'm going to go as print at the same time.
I know, but bruh, like let's just talk briefly, dog, about our team, dog. Like,
I know.
hey, dude, when
You
last did we
know,
win in Egypt, Ntanga?
Mfethu, Man United need a coach, and there's no coach on Mampela that go Pirates. That guy is a really good coach, Mfethu. He's really
Yeah,
transformed our team, man. Has.
yeah,
I was speaking to even Chiefs fans, Kolan, if it's Chiefs fans
yeah,
by Kala on the team yet. They're like, even the
yeah,
football we play is just incredible. It's just free flowing. Aknama
yeah,
kapana, aknama push. Everything is just really good. And then the way coach has picked our players who come out of development into the first team.
mm,
Center back yet on pitch.
hey,
Leana Baba is really good. And yes,
yeah.
he can. He's from Soweto. I think that's what Soweto.
Oh, Ascendo Fire. Hey, shout
Mm.
outs, shout outs, shout outs. I
I
know.
love it.
Hey, Mfethu. I know, bro. And of course, I mean, I think I was nervous, I won't lie, because Al Ahly were they were onto us.
Yeah.
Man. They
At home,
really,
yeah. At home.
at home, at home, if it's with no fans. I don't know why. Why didn't they have any fans anyway? In Skipani.
I mean, I understand, but yeah, Wallah, if it's wins a corner, those guys are
Hey,
uncontrollable. So
I know
I'm not
you're right.
surprised if you have a ban or something during games.
Yeah. Yeah, but yo, that game was very tough, and credit to the boys for being able to stay focused, defend as one, because that's one thing
Yeah,
I also
yeah,
saw. For a change, we were defending as one, and
yeah,
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 credit to us for also being clinical. Mfethu. We took our chances
100%.
very well.
Yeah, Kumula last year we can about Pirates resilience. Like if Pirates once
Yeah,
consider goal only one, you know two and three is coming. But now,
yeah,
it's Pirates is really good. If it's considered goal only one, those
yeah,
guys work to score that goal. It's not like it's a fluke or a mistake.
yeah.
He came against Stellenbosch was a prime example of
Mm.
two really good teams. We definitely struggled playing in Cape Town. Altitude we are shy in Avila, definitely must say Cape Town. I hate the team
Hey,
in Cape Town we are shy. But
yeah.
but credit to the guys. I mean, we have really good players coming in, and one of my favorite players. They don't speak about him enough, but Yamazu Kabilo Jami.
Yeah, Udlamini that game, Udlamini.
Kabilo
Yeah,
Jami is my
Udlamini is
favorite player.
solid.
That guy is really good.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
makes football look easy, and his passes are always like perfectly weighted.
Mm.
Um, and then yeah, he does his job with it. Just getting to compete and Tito in the same position, and
Hey,
yeah, Tito Yamas should
hey,
shine and
dude.
not polish.
Yeah, Shushan and Polish. We'll release Tito when we play against Sitle's team. Yeah, that's
That's
Jeez.
in
that's
Feb,
yeah,
dude.
that's
That
in
is in
Feb.
Feb. Let's chill. We're still far.
That's like
Yeah,
now, bro. That's
that's
like
like
now, bro.
now. That's like now. Dog.
Compared to six, the penalties you for an Man United, 1 million a month, the menstruation.
And the struggle is real, but at least City has Chelsea, to soften the blow.
Now we're
Imagine if
Pirates, bro.
What
exactly,
softening?
yeah, well,
What softening?
yeah. I mean, locally, I mean, domestically,
No, and as because like what happens is
yeah,
I end up like having theories that if I watch the Chiefs game, like if I watch a Chiefs is a shout,
yeah,
like they're going to lose if I watch it.
yeah,
And then when I don't watch, they walk away. Like yesterday's game, I watched it until like maybe like 5 minutes before that goal that we scored. I was
yeah,
comfortable with I'm gonna hear Chiefs lost or it's a draw. Next thing I hear, okay,
yeah,
sure, Chiefs scored and whatnot. I even muted the game on live score so I don't see because I think
yeah,
I'm maybe the bad one. But they
yeah,
can't seem to bury like goals. They can't seem to like score.
Ubonile
And
ustrika ngobani la? Ustrika
yeah.
ngamanye amagama engeke uwabhale wena yourself.
everybody
Awuningi
is
business right
taking.
now.
But anyway, let's not talk about stress.
But shout out to Vilagazi. That's a Snake Park there, Vilagazi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah.
blind yeah.
Yeah,
Athi
blind.
le
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mina
Shout out to
khona
him.
sekaslamba umduba umntwana sekaslamba edlala ivarara naye ukhuleka
Yeah,
igasi. So Chiefs
yeah,
has a lot of really good young talented players, but I want to coach it. I think
yeah,
You
they're the
reckon?
ones who have an actual farm. I know you guys have a farmer there.
yeah.
Plumber. They call him a plumber. It's definitely a plumber. Boiler make.
People, yeah, the Super Mario dog.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, all right. I don't. Let's go. Let's go. Let's jump into, of course, the Premier League. Ish, guys. I don't know if I think let's start off with your team, cheese. I mean, 6-0, dog. Like, Ari, you
Ah,
guys were on fire. I was watching that game with my uncle because Bensekasi yesterday, and wow, attack after attack. I was just disappointed that Haaland didn't take his first chance because I
yeah.
mean I have him on fantasy because I still have faith that Haaland is still capable of scoring, dog. Even though this season may not be his best season, but he's still got goals in him. So yeah, take us through there, cheese.
Yeah, look, I think similar to our previous game, right?
Yeah,
We we start the game really low on confidence, like really low on confidence. You can see most of the guys um, have have a few doubts in their abilities, and we start with like, especially when Ruben Diaz is not there. When Ruben Diaz is not there, there's not anyone shouting at anyone on the pitch. It's always Kevin. I know Kevin is not really a shouter because he's supposed to be our
yeah,
playmaker. But when Ruben Diaz is there, we have much more calm and control because he's willing to do the talking and the commanding at the back. And it makes a big difference when we're not playing with Ake as the central center back in a team
yeah.
like that. He stopped maybe 3 or 4 chances in the first half, which I
Mm-hmm.
think Ipswich could have scored. They could have scored maybe 2 goals, and we could have been down 2-0 early in that game. But Ruben Diaz was right there. He was resilient. He made
Mm.
quite a few blocks. And then on a counter, Edison made a save. I even posted in the group. It's shocking to see Edison make a save, especially especially in a match. Like when you see Edison when
Yeah,
they shoot opponents, it's always one shot, one goal.
yeah.
But apart from that, we had better balance in the team. I think
Mm.
today we had a good balance, or not today. Yesterday we had a good balance in the team. Gundo, Kevin, Mateo,
Yeah,
Foden, Doku. Yes, Savinho was benched. Just obviously give him get a bit of a break, especially because we have Champions League pretty soon. So look, I normally complain about Gundo. Gundo's
yeah,
never has never been himself ever since he came back. But yesterday he was just making the ball move. He was doing
yeah.
the normal Gundo that I know, not trying to do too much, not being
Mm.
involved as the main man who has to defend as the holding mid. And that relationship with Kovacic has started to mature a bit. Um,
Yeah,
and and yeah, I'm just glad to see goals coming in from the whole team. The
yeah.
important thing is in a team
And
is not only for Haaland to score, because that was the problem in the first 10 to 11 games. There's only
Yeah.
Haaland who was scoring. But now we have Phil back to top goal.
Ooh, jeez.
And yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
he
that for us
celebrated a bit too
is
much.
critical.
That's why your network is like, nah, F you.
Yeah, your network there was a bit,
Yeah.
it was an Andre Onana, it glitched a bit. But anyway,
So I mean, I watched the game
yeah,
with interest, and I think whoever doubted Man City It's
Mm.
like, dude, like these guys have been doing it like this for probably like what 4 or 5 seasons, where when it's crunch time, they can like Ekas was but change down and
Yep.
something just happens, and come into the season, everyone can go back and say this is the match that Bachaji changed Danyabo and it all changed.
Yeah.
So there's 3 players, and I've been in me watching this game, the City game. 3 players that intrigue me. Phil Foden for one.
Mm.
I think the Euros and I'm not defending his poor performance coming back from like being the PFA Player of the Year the previous season. There really shouldn't be a reason for him to perform the way that he's been performing. But I looking at it, the Euros like really had him tired out. But now, like he's breathing in his, I don't know, he's taken a huge gulp of air, and now he's coming right. He's found his guns where he's doing this thing more often and whatnot. For me, he was right up there. Ukundo, I'll get to Ukundo in a bit because Ukundo, I think we all expect that from him because we know, but like but ever since he came back, Izolo, it's like he was instructed to go to Papa, do your thing, and he was doing his
Yeah.
thing. And then Udoku, Udoku,
Mm.
at some point I did want to what's the word? I wanted him to flop because the way that he was spotted as talent, he was like quick, but there was that level up front that was missing. Ufana with
He's not a finished.
Maximus.
Yeah, he's not a
Yeah.
finished product. He's not a finished
100%.
product.
Yeah.
Yeah,
End
Fernando
product. Yeah.
Maximus with Newcastle, where it was like quick, but like yeah, and he's starting to master. I don't know whether it's this thing of Kevin being close to him. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Kevin is
Yeah,
very close to
Mm.
him now. Now he's starting to buy time, like slow down just like a split second. Now, as a
Yeah.
defender, you know that he's got speed in his arsenal, he's got trickery, but the one thing that he didn't have was like the composure up front. But like now, he's adding that into his game, and he's starting to be very dangerous. He can score, he can assist, he can drag defenders out of position. And the minute that he starts dragging defenders out of position, and you got a player with the mindset, Kevin, coming into that space, it's game
Mm.
over. Because Kevin can cross the ball, Kevin can put the ball on the floor. So those are my 2 positive players that I was like, hey, I want to hear we're in trouble. And then there's Nunes. I think we've spoken about this. Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
don't want to say the boy is a flop, but like, hey, I wonder that position. Had he been playing against a team that was more focused, I think he was the weakness in that back. Unless he's back four or what.
yeah,
But
it's back for. But remember, what we do is we then give him the ability to go forward, the width. So he gives Foden the width, then Foden
yeah,
tucks in. That's why Foden could score the goals.
yeah.
But he's not a right back.
Yeah.
We don't essentially we don't have a right back, and the problem that I've realized is since we lost Kyle Walker, it's so easy to get us on the counter. It's just so easy for us for any team just to be quick and get us on the counter attack. That's why on Sunday, you see how many breaks Ipswich had. And those breaks, normally when we had Kyle Walker, that's easy. Kyle Walker's there, gets the ball, wins
yeah.
it in the past seasons. But ever since we've had Kyle Walker, you saw those numbers I posted there. I think he played 11, we've lost 10 in all the games that he's played. So we definitely need to be on the market for a right back. I honestly don't think Pep is in his mindset thinks that he needs a right back, but we need to get into market and we need to get a really good right back. Um, Move away from guys like Kimmich and so forth, but find a right back who we can start molding into one of the best in the world. And we need someone with
I
pace
think I think
as well.
Walker spoiled you guys. Walker isn't like the smartest player on the field. But he's got his recovering ability, like the speed that he has
Yeah.
when he has to recover.
Athlete, yeah.
He's an
That,
athlete.
that helps him, where he gives the opponent like so much of space, and the opponent is thinking, oh shit, I'm in. But like the minute that his first 3 steps, I picks up speed,
He
and once he
really
gets
Yeah,
does.
going, that's it. His recovery
that's
rate, and it spoils
onke
you guys.
behlalasho futhi. I wonke behlalasho, but lots of English players are just really good athletes, and
Yeah.
that's why the Premier League was very successful back then and very quick because there's a lot of English guys just running around making a mockery. Now we have a lot of technical players. I mean, you look at Rico Lewis, you look at Cole
Yeah.
Palmer, you look at Phil Foden. All of these guys are really technical these days. Eze is probably Nigerian, but all of these guys are really players now who can really make a difference in world football.
Mhm. And I think you mentioned
Again,
this. You
they must move
mentioned
out
this
of
with
Premier League.
Yeah, you mentioned this the beginning of the season, which you guys were very much leaning on Mr. 9.5 year contract to bang in the goals, and I think that's the problem that Chelsea is trying to answer, the dependency on having one player where it's like, "Ew, Kshubilendo to give us goals and whatnot." Meanwhile, I think you win the league better and convincingly if you spread the goals out.
Yep.
Definitely.
And
That's how it's supposed to be, bruh. Especially in this modern era, dog. You can't be relying on one player to score all your goals because when that one player goes off, what happens?
Like
You
yeah,
know what I
Liverpool,
if
mean?
even
Salah's
the
Yeah.
not doing
assists,
anything now, but everyone else is picking up the weight because they know
Mm.
they need it just as much as he does.
Yeah.
yeah, even the assists. You guys had a keeper at one point who had more assists than some of the players on the league, and that keeper right now, something is happening to him. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out come end of the season. Guti, he's signed a pre-contract or whatever, but he's not focused. He's not the same. No matter what everyone else would like to believe, he's not focused. Edison is not on the game. He's got right now the ability to pull an Onana. Where
Hey.
So he's
Hey.
better. He's better. Sika, I think I watched him. I watched him on Sunday. You guys know how critical I am of Edison.
Yeah.
I'm very
Very.
critical of Edison, and in that game he was really really good, really confident. I mean, there was balls. Ipswich were trying to play deep into the box, and he was coming out and claiming them. He was making passes in between pressing strikers and passing it straight down the line to Gundo. Um, he was really composed, and that's the Edison that we know. I mean, we're not expecting Edison to make 10 a game. We're not a team that faces 10 shots per game. But those one or two that Edison used to make used to be game changers for us. But then he stopped doing that, and it became a big problem. And a lot of our team, CCMP, so a lot of our team was like that. We had a lot of guys who were playing at maybe 40%, 35% of their best.
kind
I
of
mean,
like
we still
boredom.
have,
It's like they're really
yeah,
bored.
and a lot of guys still haven't snapped out. I think Jack Grealish hasn't snapped out of it. Jack Grealish is still in that honeymoon phase of 4 Premier League titles in a row.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's lots of guys who have been playing with niggles, and now I think they're coming out of that process. I think Akanji is now almost 100% fit. I think he's starting to get his match fitness back. Ruben Diaz is back again, which is a big boost for Man City. It's like having Saliba or Van Dijk or Fofana out for all the big teams. And now that he's back, I can feel his presence. You can always feel
Yeah.
Ruben Diaz's presence, especially in corners. I mean, the first minute you got a corner, I think it was the first minute, second minute. He was the only guy who jumped to challenge that the opposition centre back. It hit his head, it went over the goal. If he didn't jump there, that was a goal. 1-0 you're trailing. And
And
that changes the
Kovacic,
story.
and Kovacic has decided to take some training, sorry, some shooting drills
Yeah. And that was a
because
great finish.
yeah, because
But
I
the
think
first one, the first one was bad. He literally hit that thing to the third row. I got that first
He
chance
thought
and
he
into the
thought
third row.
he thought he was at Twickenham, dog. He thought he was at
Yo,
Twickenham.
good
Yeah.
conversion.
Yeah.
I think
Sasha
this is
Feinberg.
was what
Yeah.
I think this is the game that come end of the season we'll say, but okay, cool. 17, 18 game winning streak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no,
You know,
look, Shiva, definitely. I mean, those are the main centre backs. I think I'd make a case for Gabriel and Saliba being probably the best combination of the centre backs, but definitely in the four that we mentioned, they are the top four teams. It has to be. Maguire benched on the weekend, Chris. So didn't he? Yeah, he didn't start on the weekend, did he?
he
No,
did.
he
Ish.
Really?
started.
He did, bro.
Yeah,
Ish.
he did.
Which game did he start? What was the game he didn't start?
It was the midweek one against Southampton where he didn't
Ah,
start.
yeah.
But yeah, today your team, man, cheese.
Now,
I have
congrats,
a
dude.
feeling.
Like
I have a feeling
now,
you
now.
guys are gonna go on that those 20 game winning runs where you guys just win everything, Jay, consistently. I just have a feeling that's what's gonna happen now.
We need to go through this period now. Now
Yo.
between now and February, if we make it through this period, because now we have Newcastle,
Mm.
PSG, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, in the next 7 games. If we make it out of that period, after we make it out of that period, now we're left with all the other teams, and all the other teams are the ones that I think we can start racking up points.
Yeah.
Definitely not going to challenge for league. I think the league is probably a bit too far from us. Um,
Mm.
but
Oh, how do you know? How do you know, cheese? How do you
yeah,
know? You
the league's a
guys,
bit
you
far.
guys might make history here, dog, and ruin Shabazz 2025.
Christmas. Yeah.
Uh,
Ruined
the,
Christmas.
the problem has always been defensively. Those are
Uh,
first clean. I think those are first clean sheet in how many games? Yes, this is crazy. I don't think we've had a lot
mm,
of clean sheets in the season. It's probably one of our
yeah,
first in a long time.
yeah,
But yeah,
mm,
we
yeah. And even
Oh, so
Kagiso
wait,
here.
hold on.
Yep.
City identified that their squad is yeah.
Yeah.
They okay. I've got an opinion on this. And it's a very
Hmm.
unpopular opinion. I think maybe it'll help us segue into Arsenal. I don't know
Yeah.
Eds, but okay.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
They everyone is scared of January transfer. Because one, you are hoping to get a player who is not going to take time to bed into the squad. You
Yep.
need someone who's coming in at thingy, and you are going to pay a premium for getting a
Mm.
player in the Jan window. And Man City has done something that I'm like, if I was a Man City fan, I'd be proud and I'd like literally tell everybody, this is how you run a club. Okay, screw the fear of, yeah, no one gets it right in the January transfer. They went and said, okay, cool, we've got this issue, and yeah, let's go right ahead and spend. And in them spending, they've spent last season's January window, one team, like they went like and spent it all. I think it's 100 and something, 150 or so, whatever.
yeah
But
almost 100 million.
yeah, that takes balls. That takes it. You can see it's wrong. Like something is like you are lacking in your squad. Okay, but the fear of it's a January, it cripples a lot of teams, and I feel it's
Mm.
crippling Arsenal. Sure, there's like a couple of days left in this transfer because I think it's closing on the 3rd of Feb. Are they wanting to really get players like on the last day, get it over the line, and if the fax machine doesn't work, then it's a problem? Are they really risking it that much? If honestly, and I've said this time and time again, and it feels like I'm a hater. Arsenal. I don't hate Arsenal. Arsenal has the potential to go right ahead and challenge the whoever is number one right now. You can pinpoint 3 positions within the Arsenal team that if they were to work on this, that's it. They're challenging. They're proper challenging. And I'm not even talking about challenging in EPL and it ends there. I'm talking challenging going in Champions League. They get the Bayern Munich of this world. If they can sort out a striker, okay, right now, like I'm not talking about someone who's trying to find their feet. I'm talking about like a complete striker who's got goals in them. I'm talking Isak. 150
Mm.
mil, 150 mil to Newcastle and say, there we go, this is where we are. Do it in
It
Jan.
doesn't it doesn't matter because you'll still pay Havertz. See, again, right? We
uh,
we we wish these things happen, right? But but the coach will still play four defensive midfielders. You
Yep.
play four defensive midfielders. Isak still struggles for service. We still have that big problem of a coach who will not try to be expensive enough in the team. Arteta's come, he's made Arsenal more defensively minded and more tactics minded than being a free flowing team. And that's
Yeah.
what people used to love to see about Arsenal. But now we don't get that, right? And again, January signings, it's never the problem with January signings, right? It has never been that you get the signing wrong. It's always been about price. As soon
Yeah.
as you want to sign a player in January, the team will be like, we still have 6 months of the league to go, or 5 months of the league to go. Do we really want to let go of our most prized possessions? And sometimes it's harder to negotiate those sort of deals than to just be like, you know what, let's wait for the summer where it's easier to negotiate, depending on where the team lands up. And the players that Arsenal are going for, I don't think, honestly, I don't
Yeah.
think Isak would want to leave Newcastle for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Doesn't
It's not a
it?
Yeah.
huge step. It's not like a
It's
huge
not.
step.
It's not a
Yeah,
big
that's
thing. It's not
true.
a.
That's true. That's true.
Unless the toxins up in Newcastle are a bit too much and he
Yeah.
wants to go and live fresh in London. But
Mm.
Arsenal right now is not offering him anything.
But as
And
well, I
yeah,
just have a question, dog. Like, let's say you're a player, guys. You are an elite player. You're playing for a team that is like in the Champions League for one. And then Arsenal approaches you, dog. My question is the mentality of the players and the organization. Like when you look at how they capitulated and allowed Aston Villa to just score 2 goals in 6 minutes, like if you're an Isak, like do you think that brings any, how can I say this? Any
I think
ish
uh,
man, yeah.
on that question X, I
Yeah.
think it's a matter of the chat that has to be had because
Yeah.
whenever the conversation is being had, basically we are
Yeah.
sharing like you like as the
Yeah.
team
You
you're
backing.
courting the player, like
Yeah.
you convince them listen, in
Mm.
the future we're going to be successful because we're planning to do 1, 2, and 3 and whatnot.
Yeah.
And in you ushare like you know how it is as umchita when you like you literally go everything that the player wants to hear. Like, what are the
Yeah.
player's ambitions? The player wants to at some point win Champions League, and he's like, yeah, we share those ambitions too. Like
Mm.
literally now it looks like everything is aligned.
Mm.
We've got that same vision. It's like, yeah, winning the league is the start of it all. End goal is Champions League. And the player looks at it. It's okay, cool. The bag is there, so fine. The player knows the bag will be there if he continues bagging in goals. The stadium is there. There's a bit of a history there. And if you think
Mm.
about it, I mean, who knows? Maybe the player as a child was an Arsene Wenger fan. Get Isaac to give this guy a ring. It's yo, my guy. If you really, it'll be beautiful if you are that player that is the missing piece of the puzzle to complete us challenging for world domination, and that's all it is. But they keep on playing this. I don't know what game it is that they're playing. The money is there, but there's like this fear that's holding them back. It's like, no, don't do it in Jan. Maybe let's do it come end of beginning of next season. And it's holding them back. And everyone is sitting outside like, guys, you've seen this movie before. This is nothing new. So why are we acting like we're reinventing the wheel? You knew, like, okay, sure, the last 2 seasons, the reason why we didn't make it over the line is because come Jan, the squad was run ragged. Yet still, you do the same moves. It's who said insanity is doing the same thing over and over and hoping for a different result. And that's exactly what the Arsenal is doing. And I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, the more
But
that they do it, the funny it is, but the
Mm.
sad and pathetic it actually looks. Because Ateta speaks like he's
Yeah.
got big kahunas, but like
Oh.
they always shrivel.
but 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 it's but Sikimakor, it's not like Arsenal aren't spending the money.
Yeah.
They're spending in the wrong places.
They bought players, right? The problem with Arteta is that he wants to, and you look at the team, he wants to solidify it defensively. I wouldn't be surprised end of the season if they went and got a striker. I don't know who they're gonna go get, but end of the season they'll probably go definitely and go get a striker, right? But at the end of the day, like this Kuluma example that X was making about Isak, at the end of the day, these guys want money. If Arsenal come
Yeah.
and say Isak will pay you three times the amount of money Newcastle is paying you, Isak will be more than convinced about him going to there. Whether you sell him Guti, they're chasing for the league, or you sell it Guti, they are chasing for a Carlo Ancelotti in 2 seasons, it doesn't matter. If you tell this guy what you're gonna pay him three times the amount of money that he's earning at Newcastle, then for him that's more of a deal breaker. And to be fair, Max,
Mm-hmm.
the game we spoke about those centre backs earlier. Saliba wasn't playing this weekend. You don't really see Arsenal capitulate like that with him on the pitch.
Mm.
Um,
Is injured now.
it, yeah, it's another season where they'll probably now start capitulating again and give Liverpool a clear run or a clear run into the title. But I mean, I honestly don't see Isak being the player that goes to Arsenal in the Premier League. Isak bangs goals for fun for Newcastle. If he makes a move to Arsenal, it's basically like
Yeah, it's a parallel shift.
lateral.
Yeah,
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 it's a
yeah,
lateral
yeah.
move.
Yeah, lateral
Isak,
actually. Sorry,
yeah, he
lateral.
should be looking much bigger. Isak going to replace Abu Kane or Lewandowski at Barca. There's bigger
Yeah,
moves that he can make than Arsenal.
And just on that, the Arsenal move like these players, these elite strikers don't have options. In that they keep him quiet until like the last week. Now there's talks they want to chat with Osimhen and whatnot. I've raised my concern around Osimhen and the ego
hmm
that is Osimhen, because Osimhen is a sideshow himself. He's an African player and inherently he is a showman. He backs it up with goals. I see him as like Obamayang. Obamayang, you could see Uti. Yeah, but here there's a circus and whatnot. And Ateta struggled with that, and then he let him go. So if they are, I don't know if conversations have been had with the Osman, the manager, or on the list, Ateta. Where is Osman? Is he like first on the
Yeah.
list, or is he like
But
fifth
if
and
you
whatnot?
think about it, CJ, the way Arsenal play, Osimhen is probably the best option.
That's the thing.
The
Yeah,
way Arsenal play,
yeah.
they try
yeah,
to get crosses, spamming crosses into the box. You want someone who can jump as high as Ronaldo
yeah,
to get those balls. I don't think Isak is interested in that sort of football or
yeah. Being the target
Abosesco.
man. Yeah,
Yeah, no. And I guess that's what Arteta wants for his team. But the false nines aren't working. It's
yeah.
Pep moved away from the false nine thing a long time ago. Now we have a guy who bangs goals for fun.
But if we think about it, Kai Havertz came in at Arsenal. He wasn't coming in as a number false nine. He was coming in to replace. Who's that guy that had always kept the clean
Lacazette.
sheets? Yeah, no, not like
Oh,
Lacazette. There's this other guy, man. I forgot.
is
Shit.
he black?
No, Ingam. It will come to me.
Giroud.
Giroud.
No. Giroud
And
had left.
Olivier.
He came in to replace. It's fine. It'll come. It'll come to me. I'll remember this player.
Yeah,
He's one of those European guys and whatnot. And I think he moved to the Bundesliga, if I'm not mistaken.
not Shaka. No ways.
Shaka.
Shaka's
He came in to
Shaka's a
replace Shaka.
holding though, but
Saka was
Shaka's a
playing
hold.
was playing party, yeah, he was playing that left
Yeah,
center. Declan Rice came in to replace Saka.
yeah. And look at
I
how
mistaken
Shaka.
that guy.
Look
But
at how
anyway,
well
oh,
Shaka's doing now. He's
yeah,
got
ever
a
since he moved.
trophy. Yeah, he's got
So
a yeah.
and the thing is, and the thing is, we can argue until we blue in the face. This is starting to be like a cultural thing that is embedded. We Arsenal. Guti, come end of Christmas, they're going to be like right up there. There's hope. They're gleaming.
hmm
They're scoring 6 goals and whatnot. The problem comes in when you have to score clutch goals, like where it's a
Yeah.
1-0 win, where you look up to your striker and say, just give me one. I don't want 6. I just want 1, because that
Yeah.
one makes a difference. And they
Yeah,
don't
Yeah.
have
but
that.
they don't score much though, Arsenal. Hey, can
Openly
you
about
just check their
Liverpool.
eggs? Can you just check their eggs?
Yeah.
They're probably not one of the teams that score them because I know they don't concede a lot. So it makes their goal difference look so much better because they don't concede a lot of goals. But I'm pretty sure they
I want to
haven't.
see
I don't
with you.
think they scored more goals than Man City, probably, or even Chelsea.
Or even Tottenham.
I'm trying to. No, Tottenham have been terrible in fun.
Yeah, no,
Tottenham
but
are.
as far as goal scoring, Tottenham has
Yeah.
scored a lot though.
Hey, Tottenham, they Man United, yes, in Kosam.
Dude.
They've scored. So check this out. They've scored.
Yeah.
Liverpool has scored 50 goals. Okay.
Yeah.
Arsenal has scored 43.
No,
It's pretty good.
that's good.
Man City has scored 44 goals.
Wow.
But we've conceded maybe 41. Huh? It's like we're terrible defensively.
Yeah, no, you've conceded 29.
That's bad, bro. That's probably double Arsenal, right?
Arsenal has conceded 21.
Mm.
Cool. That's weird.
Yeah,
Very
yeah, yeah.
unlikely.
They're
Um,
just not winning though. That's the issue.
Chelsea has scored
They're not
41.
scoring those goals. Man.
Yeah, Chelsea has scored 41. I'm trying to see who scored the most goals here.
Liverpool.
50,
It's
yeah,
either
Liverpool.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
Liverpool.
Liverpool. Yeah, it's Liverpool. It is
I
Liverpool.
mean, if there's one thing I know, there's a direct correlation between number of goals scored and position on the log.
No,
There's,
because
there's always a direct correlation.
guess who scored the second most goals?
Spurs, no.
Spurs, 45.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you
There's
see
a
what I'm
direct
saying?
correlation. But Spurs, bruh, how many goals has Spurs conceded?
35.
Yo, but yes,
Is
like
it?
it's
That's
Can't ship them
crazy.
in.
that
They
is
That's
properly
crazy.
ship
dude.
them in.
I
Hmm.
know, yeah, no. They
But I mean,
really
hey,
have.
you lose Christian Romero and Van der Ven and see if you can stop goals from coming into your net, bro.
Yeah, I know indeed.
Let's move
Yeah,
over to the.
I was about to say,
United.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's talk
Or
about.
maybe not United. Let's talk about
Ooh.
Brighton.
Yeah, let's talk about Brighton, guys. Yeah. What about Brighton, Sihle? I don't support Brighton, dog.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I thought you're referring to teams who are high on the log. It's like it's a Brighton game, not a United game.
Yeah. And
You
that's some
I
United
think
were
North
playing
Italian.
Brighton.
I
And
think
we're playing them. They were playing us at the MX. MX.
Yo,
Yeah, because this is their
yo,
third consecutive win at
beating
Old
you.
Trafford.
Yep,
yeah.
yep. They always
So
Yeah,
beat you guys.
I don't
yeah.
know if you guys caught on. So okay, Man United, the Man United Brighton game. I'll break it down. And it's I'm not dissing. Um, one. You've got players that are international players that seem to only have a switch when they know that the world is watching. Like they're playing Arsenal, they're playing Liverpool, or they're playing Man City.
Yeah.
And then when they play these lower teams, and historically, Brighton has always come a Old Trafford, and they give you guys an L.
Yo, bruh.
Perfect moment for a player to stand up and be counted. Okay, just give your 100% and like give you everything, and then know whenever we look at it, we're like, oh shit, yeah, the team was shit, but like, yeah, they really gave it. Conceding in like 6 minutes in.
It's actually 4, bruh.
Gents.
Baleba's ball. You see Baleba, guys. Yo. Because
That's
he's
my
the one
player,
who
bro.
played that ball, bruh, to
That's my
Pedro,
player, bro.
to Mitoma. And then Mitoma laid it off to me. Oh, yeah.
And
Both of them, bro. I mean, Ayari as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Those guys are running the show.
and then so that's the first thing, performance of the players. I then look at the stats because I was trying to remember what team. No, man, how many shots on target did Man United have the whole game? Have a guess, X.
We didn't have it's the penalty, dog. That's the only shot.
Like,
bro.
geez, like make that make sense. The only shot on target they had was a penalty.
Yeah, but I mean,
Home game.
wasn't it's bad, my guy.
Yeah.
But I remember Southampton have 6 points, and they struggled against Southampton.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now,
they celebrated that Southampton win
who
like they've won the league.
Who's
They did
ish?
what
You
Arsenal
see your
recently.
friends. You see your friends if they're in. Like you must call
No,
them on the show. Those that celebrated.
no, Chris is there. Chris is
Chris,
there.
yeah,
Chris is there. There.
they
Chris.
celebrated like
Rizzo,
they
why did you
celebrated like
celebrate,
Arsenal.
dog?
They celebrated like Arsenal used to celebrate. You know those 1-0, they go all, and then you're like, how about guys? It's only 10 games in the season. And
Mm.
this is against a team that is like right at the bottom of the and you're celebrating like that. Have some respect. You are used to be a mighty Man United. You're just Man United right now.
If you need miracles from players every game week
You
to
must
win
Yeah,
your
know.
matches,
Yes.
100%.
You must know
just
you've
know
got
you're in
You're
problems.
trouble.
right. You see, that's what I also always look at Sitle in when I watch my team. I look at whether we create team goals or individual goals, and there needs to be some form of like we need to move as one. You know, when I look at your team, when you beat Thingy Ipswich, a team we drew against Tina, you guys were playing as one. You're going forward as one, and it looked amazing to see the entire team play as one. Whereas with United, we too fixated on individuals. It's like we're looking for a hero, and
Yes.
that's one thing I feel like our fan base needs to realize is that, especially in the modern game, it's now all about the team as a whole. You know,
And
certain
then there's the
players, even your favorites. Some of your favorites are the reasons why our team is not moving forward because you are so fixated on the individual. You're not
thank
thinking
you.
about the collective as a whole. You know, the Trishul, this is for you, Trishul. I hope you're watching, Brad. You need to
And
think
then
for the team as a whole, dog.
and then
It
and
But
is
the
then the
balance
third
of the
thing.
team, I
And
think
then
the
the
yeah,
third
balance is
thing.
wrong. The balance of
Yeah.
hundred
that team is
percent.
really wrong. That
And
balance
then the
is really
third
off.
thing, your
Yeah,
manager. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if everyone caught this. Okay. Um, Mr. Manager goes
Mhm.
right ahead and has an interview. Okay. A post
Yeah,
match interview. Does
yeah,
his thing. He speaks sense.
yeah.
Whatever. Goes to the dressing room. Addresses players. Decides no, man, that's not enough. Comes back for second post match interview. He then says, we're probably the worst Man United team in history.
But he's
Oh,
not capping though.
hold on.
He got to the change room and found them celebrating, bro.
Yeah.
Onan and Ahmad celebrating the exit from
That
last
one, that
week.
one. You see that one. Onana, guys. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You see that
So
one. Onana. Hey, but anyway,
we'll,
Sifeli,
we'll get
continue.
to Onana because
Yeah,
but I'd like to speak on Ulen and
yeah.
your manager.
Mm,
What are we doing now when we say you're telling your team, and this is after you've done your interview.
mm,
I don't know whether so understand what Zulu. Maybe he felt maybe it didn't come out the way that he wanted it to come out, so he had to go back and tell them what they actually shit and tell them in front of the whole world because he says it. He says we're probably the worst team, worst Man United team. Here's your headline,
In the
and I'm
history.
like, my guy, what are you trying to achieve? Because I'm struggling with that. As the leader, you should be protecting your players after getting humbled by EE Brighton home, and you
Those
decided to
guys don't
protect.
need protection, my brother. Those
oh,
guys have had too much protection. Sihle.
100%.
And if you guys want,
Yeah,
if you want another coach who's going to give those guys protection,
yeah,
that's the first problem. That's where
yeah.
the problem starts to come in into that club. You guys, remember when you guys were praising Enzo Maresca with regards to kicking players out that he doesn't want?
Mm.
Then he started to get the results that he did. Eventually, you need to do that, bro. Those
We
guys
But
need
have
to
like,
know that they ain't
but
shit, bro.
no.
thank
But
you.
Enzo, the way that he went about it, it wasn't
Ah, 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 ah,
okay.
okay.
You don't care
My
about how we
brother,
get there, as long as we get
those
there.
guys scored the first hat trick in how many years?
Dude, yes, that's crazy, dude. Like you're right,
Just think of
jeez,
it,
bro.
man. Just think of that Shane bit. Just think of it,
Yeah,
man. And it's against a team with 6 points only.
dude.
Six
A
points.
team.
My brother, I think CK, when I always tell you, we saw win, but we can go and play Southampton and we'd get a point there with you as
Yeah,
our keeper. X
Yeah.
as our right back. We go and get a point at Southampton.
Yo, I don't have your stamina to play right back.
My brother, it's
Yo.
Southampton. We
After
would get
five
the
minutes,
point.
dog. After 5 minutes, dog.
You don't need to run. We have second goals, no saying everything. But
Yeah,
a point we'll get against
yeah,
Southampton, my guy. And
this,
if that's the benchmark for United, they are going to struggle because every team is
yeah,
above Southampton. And the rest of the season, they're playing a team above Southampton.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And you
And
see, of course, this is an interesting comment by Sway as well. Are the players protecting him? You know, like I also don't think the players give a rats. They don't care, dog. They just
it's a very
Yeah.
it's an
yeah,
interesting point of
It's
view.
a,
Would see
I think,
yeah,
what does he
sorry.
have? Sorry, I think what's his thing is earned. It's like, okay, cool. There's certain managers that when they come in, like Ancelotti, inherently you could be a cross. Sorry, you could be a Modric. You literally by default, the Don comes in, you're gonna respect him.
Mm.
With such players coming from like a lower league, Portuguese league, and whatnot, and then he comes in and he demands respect, it might be lost on some of these players. It's okay, cool. For me to respect you, what are you bringing to the party? Because player power is it's a thing. I mean, look at what's happening in who's the player Wolves where he's told them that he doesn't want to play for
Oh,
the manager.
that one. Ubani Gonje. It starts with a L, Lamina or something.
Ulamina.
Yeah,
He used to be
yeah,
a Chelsea boy, that guy. But anyway,
yeah.
so yeah, I can understand that. Tukuti, who are you to demand? Because I show you the board hired you, but you don't really have anything concrete to offer. Because he's played 11 games and he's
Yeah.
only won 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
but Sway, man,
What's
for
who's way?
me, right?
Yeah.
This is a culture shock.
Mm.
Every player at United now is shocked that they have a coach who is going in there and he's ripping what they think they know about football apart. And he's basically re-coaching them how to play football. The first goal that Brighton scored.
Yeah,
Did you see
Minton.
where? Did you see where
Dalo
Euro? Yeah, no, where Euro was.
Yeah,
looked
I did
lost.
see.
You see,
Yeah.
He gets
Euro.
attracted.
No, I don't think Euro's wrong. I think in everything that happened in that move, Euro was the only person who was in the right position
Yeah.
because
But it
Euro has pushed up to make sure. I mean, the furthest person the closest to Euro was the midfielder. He pushes up. The only thing that needs to happen now is to tell Mainu to push further up and to tell Ugarte to push to the next person up.
thank you.
If
Yeah.
positionally, if we all have a unity and we push the unit up, ask a 17-year-old Pau Kubasi at Barcelona what it means to push a line up. He's
Hey, that
17 years
one.
old.
And you're
Yeah.
too old.
17 years
Yeah.
old.
And he's
When you're training,
marshalling,
you hold each
dog.
other like this, so you
Clean.
have an understanding as to
Yeah.
where the next player is.
It's not about protecting.
Yeah.
Like Amorim doesn't want protection from these guys. He
Yeah.
wants those guys to understand what he wants to happen on the pitch. And if those guys are not going to get it, those guys are going to be out the door.
Second
100%.
goal,
Eh,
second goal. Utelech gets attracted in the middle, and in him getting attracted in the middle opens up his space, like a huge chunk of space,
Oh.
and Udalo is lost. He
Yep.
doesn't know where to
Yeah.
go.
And it's worse, man, because now you have your best right back last season and the season before playing at left back, which creates a problem. And I always have a story about right-footed players playing at left back because now you don't give your person in front of you, the winger, enough opportunity to create goal-scoring opportunities. You always get the ball as a right footer, you receive it, you're facing on the inside of the pitch. You want to spam that ball to Kobe Mainu and Ugarte.
So
They're
now
playing on your left wing as
you have to
well.
turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Garnacho's not going to get the ball. Rashford is out of the team because he never got the ball from Dalo. And it's just a bad balance in terms of
Yeah.
that team right now. The balance is
Terry.
not there. It's not right.
And
Um,
yeah,
and it's
and
going to be a
Would
big
it
problem
be
going forward.
would it be too much to ask? And I know that this
mm,
is going to open Man United up a bit too much. I don't think there's creativity in the middle of the park.
there
There
isn't.
isn't. There
There
isn't. I
isn't.
mean, I mean,
So so
Exokumuna, I
now
spoke to
the
you about
question,
Kobe. I don't think Kobe is a 10, guys.
that was my
Yeah,
next
you don't
question,
think he's a
Wuti.
10.
He's not.
What
Kobe,
is he then?
I haven't seen Kobe play a through pass or a chip over the center backs. He's not that kind of guy. He's a guy who's make the ball tick over. But the balance between Ugarte, I don't even think Ugarte knows how to speak English. So how are those two guys communicating in the match if they're playing together?
What was a dog?
Sign language. Sign
So
language.
so my question is that is it about time that maybe you guys open yourselves up a bit more? It's going to be painful, but Ugarte no Mainu, in as much as they're meant to protect the defense, I feel that maybe a bit too defensive. And then when you go forward, creativity, that sparkle, that magic, that difference, you're only asking that magic from Bruno, where Bruno passing top tier, he can pull a champagne passes, but it becomes a bit, I don't know, repetitive. Wuti, Bruno, Shaya, the long pass that there isn't a player who offers like a sparkle. There isn't a Cole Palmer.
Yeah,
Let me just use that.
can I,
There isn't that player who an Odegaard who like
yeah,
literally everyone gets attracted to do
yeah.
some magic.
But you see, my king. I was even having like it's one thing I've noticed. You see the right hand side of our team, the side that has Ahmad. You know, when Ahmad has the ball, we look dangerous, right? Because Ahmad is he's a winger slash 10. So he knows how to actually dribble and drive with the ball at speed, you know, even with the ball at his feet. On the right, unfortunately, we don't have someone who is a winger slash 10 who can
On the
do that
left.
with his right foot. Oh, sorry, on the left, right? Yeah, on the left. We don't have a right-footed guy who can actually dribble the way Ahmad can. You know what I mean? And yeah. So for one, I think that position we really do need reinforcement. You know, we do need a profile that is similar to Ahmad, who, as much as Ahmad can dribble, he's also got a high IQ when he has the ball. He doesn't necessarily give away possession and waste any attacks whenever we go forward. He actually looks like our biggest threat, and that's the problem. It's our threat is coming from the right only, but the left, there's
You
no
have Rashford.
interference.
You have Rashford, you have Mounts.
Megan, man,
Mount
you guys
Mount is
stop being
injured. Is
sarcastic, cheese man. Stop being
They are
sarcastic.
your players,
No,
bro. As much as you guys
no.
called Grealish, as much as you guys named Grealish when we're
I
struggling,
mean,
but they're your players, bro.
yeah. Yeah. I know. For me, I do agree with Crizzle. He's sending a message to Ineos. No, what he chance? Look, you guys are always at the fixtures. Y'all can see that here. You know, I mean, even Reinik is another one. Reinik was
I
also
have
another
a,
one who
I have a
actually
question.
called it out. Yeah.
I have
so
a
now
question. Do
so
you guys, and then Krizo's here and
Yeah.
Sway and everyone, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys think you need to move away from the back three?
Back
back
three.
three.
Aye.
If back three, yeah, it doesn't work in because you open yourself up. I get it, which you can have
Mm.
your supplementing wingers right at the edge in that they always track back and whatnot, and you end up with five, or you can take one of them and push them in the middle, and if you need to pull them out, you can. But if back three, I find it to be suspect, especially if you've got
If you don't have the players,
Yeah, we
back
don't.
three.
That's
That's what's
what.
a big problem if you don't
I'm
have the
trying to see
players,
the
bro.
lineup in Man United this weekend. It was
And you know what
Delicious,
the problem
Maguire,
is, man?
Sterling.
You
Yeah.
know what the problem is, again, and which is why Pep emphasizing a back four, then we have one person coming in to pivot with Rodri, is that you will always be outnumbered in the midfield if you're playing a back three and four in the middle. You'll always be an outnumbered because you have Ugarte and Mainu playing as three midfielders. Baliba, Yari, who's the other guy? The
Yeah.
third guy.
Yeah.
But now what you're asking in that situation is in order for you guys to equalize in the midfield, we have to pull Bruno back. Bruno now has to make it 3-3 in the middle. And that's only just to stop the opposition from
And that's where
playing.
the champagne passes come in, because that's his escape out of the
You're right.
way he is.
And
Because the gap
and
between
yeah,
him and the attackers that he's trying to feed is like quite
yeah.
vast.
And for me, it's never the attackers, right? I think with that team right now, we've isolated the striker, which means now Hoyland is alone there, right?
They're
And then
useless.
we have our
I've never
winger
seen a
now
useless boy like that guy.
who's also away on the sides and staying in those positions. But the critical positions for Amorim is the fullbacks. It's not getting
Yeah,
enough from his fullbacks,
yeah, it's
which means
not.
that which
Yeah,
means that he's always going to be in a situation where they don't have an outball until they have to
yes,
get it to Ahmad.
hundred
And that's a
percent.
big
There
problem. Whenever you're watching, yeah,
yeah, you've hit the nail on the head, because I was watching, of course, Atalanta, because Atalanta play a similar system to us, as well as Inter. I think Inter
Inter,
are the
yep,
best. Ah, no, Inter.
Inter's the best.
I I Inter are the best, because Dumfries and DeMarco, bruh, they are
Yeah,
incredible.
the best fullback in
And
the
they,
world,
the,
DiMarco, bro.
DeMarco Inja, yo, DeMarco is a
Best
baller
in the
and a
world, bro.
dog.
Why don't you
Mm.
give Walker money to come and be your team leader?
Ah, yeah, yeah,
No, but
yeah.
Walker's not a wing back.
He's not a
It's
wing
like
back.
it's like wanting to buy Chilwell. You
Yeah,
basically having Man United already have fullbacks playing at wing back, which is the problem.
I think on Tulani's point,
yeah.
the front, what
Oh,
was it?
sorry. Yeah, let me bring it
You said
back.
the front
Yeah.
three is more problematic than our back three. Your front three resembles your position on the log.
Yeah, we spoke
It's
about it earlier about goals. You're right.
a front three that you have not even on a mid-table team. A front three like at the lower relegation battle that you are involved in.
Southampton. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because this training week
Yeah.
really right now, this roller coaster, it can
Mm.
easily go south real quick. Because let me see your next couple of matches. Okay, cool. You are playing. Let's see. Oh, fuck. Where's this thing?
Guys, back three won't work. Not in this day and age, especially in the Premier League. But you need the right players to get that thing to work. And
100%.
right now, Amorim doesn't have the right players. This
I
is
mean,
not
we're bringing
Portugal.
in, I'm going to be bringing in that kid, man. Ubani, the Danish kid, man. The black guy from Lecce.
I saw you guys want
Yeah.
to bring in.
Yeah, yeah, but you are right, cheese dog. Wing backs are very critical in this position, because, like, I do watch Inter a lot. I watch Serie A a lot. Even Mota is another one who is also who uses the exact same formation for Juve. And bro. It's, the wing backs are so critical, bro. Especially going forward, bruh. They're the
Yep.
ones that it's like they're the playmakers, bruh. That's why even when you look at Wolves, who ain't Nori. Nori is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Is
But
amazing as a
Susie
left
should
wing back.
know, Mos. Susie should know. Remember, you guys had Moses and Alonso.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Moses and Alonso.
The best wing
Oof.
backs when you guys used to play the big three. Those guys were
Yeah,
So
unplayable, bro. And they created the most chances for the team. But when last did you have a
mhm,
fullback assisting for you? It's either Lisandro Martinez with those long balls over
yeah.
or nothing.
and I don't mean to stress you, the Man United fans. I'll give you your fixtures for the month of Feb. Okay.
Yeah. Month
Um.
of love.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah. Let's see what happens. First game
Yeah,
you playing Palace.
yeah.
Do you have hope there?
Hey, I
Next
don't have
Are
hope.
game
they,
is FA Cup. You don't need to play
question, are they
much.
higher than Southampton?
Yeah, they are.
They are
Then they
higher
should be
than
worried. Then they should be
The next
worried.
game, you're
yeah,
playing Spurs. I don't know if Spurs by then would have a different manager, but you're playing Spurs. The next
yeah.
game you're playing Everton, and then you
Mm.
close off the month with Ipswich.
Yes.
And
Yo,
in none
Winnable
of those
games.
games,
Winnable games. I mean, they should be able to get a
should,
result in those
and that's
games,
what
man.
scares with X right now, because they are
Eish,
winnable games, but his
eish.
team is not going to show up. They will only maybe show up for the Spurs game, because
Yeah,
it's irritating as a manager when you see the players, which they've got it in them. They can do it. They can fight tooth and nail with the best of the best. But the minute that they play with these weird ass teams that are lower than them, for some odd reason, they just take it easy. The performance against Liverpool was like no one saw that one coming. The performance against City, no one saw that coming. Knocking Arsenal out of the cup with 10 men for a good solid 30 minutes. And we had to clap for that. What happened this past weekend?
Unfortunately, City, there's only top six teams. The league is made up of another 14 teams that United can't beat. So that's why they find themselves in that position.
100%. And you see, with Fergie, back in Fergie's days, Fergie didn't necessarily rely on beating the big teams because he knew the bulk of the league is made up of teams that he should beat. And those were the teams that he used to beat. And that's why he used to win trophies, So
you guys have flipped it around and said no.
It's the other way.
The top six.
100%,
But again, and I think we spoke about the fact of why United has been successful against big teams. Because they were good on the low block and they're probably one of the best. They had good players who were really higher quality in the counter attack. I mean, in those days with Rashford, it was almost impossible to leave him in a 1-on-1 because he was always going to score.
Yeah.
But now,
I mean, guys, what's this? Aston Villa have rejected a 57 million bid for Duran. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a strike. That's a proper striker. Us, if they reject 57 for Duran, sorry, I'm speaking on what get Watkins. How much is Watkins valued at? Because remember, he carries that 30 mil English cap.
He's English.
Tax.
Yep. He's gonna be at least 80 million if people wanna buy it.
Minimum. I think more than that. I think they're gonna 80, 85. If Man United come knocking, 85.
Don't stress. We're not coming. We won't come knocking. Don't stress.
Oh, you've got a striker. You've got Xerxes. You sorted.
Nah, Tina. Like Sihle and so like Cheese has mentioned, bro. We need to get proper wing backs, bro. Because this formation is really key that we get a team that can actually create chances first before we get a striker that is gonna starve. We don't want to starve our striker. We can't get a top striker knowing very well that we're not gonna be able to supply that striker. We need to be in a situation where we can actually create chances and in abundance, not just one or two. It needs to be in abundance,
Yes, sweet.
Yeah, Mateta Ngoko.
I would say one of the strikers who are underrated in the Premier League is that one from Fulham, Rodrigo Muniz.
Yeah, Muniz.
I think he's a good striker. He plays on one of the teams where literally they starve you for supply. But I think in a team where you can get good supply, Muniz would be really
a
good.
Monster. He'd be a problem.
But before we run out of saliva speaking about a team that's really low on the log, predictions, Chelsea?
Yeah, let's go there. Yeah, because
before we go predictions against Wolves.
I'm sorry. Hey, go straight lads in your mesa. Straight lads, because Wolves create chances. Like I watch Wolves, bro. I'm like these guys create.
The new managers installed. Yeah, the new managers installed some good play. And Ukunya, I've got him on my fantasy league. The problem at Chelsea right now, this is the biggest problem that Chelsea has, and they have to find an answer. There's a very clear gap, would see. Chelsea right now without Palmer, they don't. Yeah, and
you guys have Felix. But you guys are dead though.
Jackson. I don't know. He's too lethargic. That's the English word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Where he sometimes as a striker, my tap-ins are important. And when it comes to tap-ins, he acts like he's in a training field. He does. There's that drop percentage that's missing. He can't. The simple ones, he can't do it. He's like that. Who's that Darwin? Where thing. But to Darwin, when he shows up, he shows up. He showed up this past weekend, And then you look at the other. I'd love for Chelsea to share goals, and we can't seem to have players that can deliver this week, deliver the following week, deliver the following week. It always seems like they deliver now and then they shoot blanks for the next two games. Usancho, I don't know if you guys watched the last game that we played, where he was just bang average. And this is coming back from scoring that beautiful, having that beautiful assist where he does the whole, the ball comes in, defend. I can't remember which game we were playing, the goal that Agaye called Palmer, where middle of the park, ball comes in, defender tracks him, and then he skips the ball, passes the defender, runs with it, crosses it in, Palmer goes right in and score. But he can't do that consistently, and it's a problem. Unoni, the last game that he played, oh fucking hell, he didn't have a successful dribble the whole game, and that's his speciality. He needs to dribble past players to either pass the ball back or have a shot on target.
Yeah, but isn't this got this in mind? Isn't this got this in mind?
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Because you have Neto, you have so many other players who
Yes.
should be. I mean, if Madueke is not doing the right thing in 25 minutes, I got pull me. You guys
Yeah.
spend $1 billion on players, I got pull me. I got pull me. You know me. I think for example Michael Jackson in this day and
Yes,
age, you know Michael
dude.
Jackson would have called. I got pull me.
100%.
I got pull me.
100%.
And the irritating part is that I understand where Mike is coming from, but he can be a bit drastic on that Wuti favoritism and what and I don't think Enzo in his managerial journey is at that level of subbing. I don't know if you guys remember the infamous Mourinho Tato John Terry out in 25 minutes. I don't know if you guys remember that incident.
You can exile players from your squad, but you can't sell a player for 25 minutes. I pull me.
Honestly, I don't think it's
I pull me dot. I'm fit.
Yeah, I
So-
must sit on the bench though.
Ngizoknika I see if, and we can't kill games. Fulham is one thing. Ipswich is another. Ipswich is shy like Kwapelela lapho.
Hutchinson.
Yeah,
And also we
yeah.
can't stop conceding goals. I'm saying 3-1 to
because
Chelsea.
you have black French center defenders, dog.
Look at
Please guys, I'm out.
Like-
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Look at this. Too many bang average French players in our team for dead.
Bro, none of those guys start in any team, bro. None of those guys start in any team, bro.
And João Felix Ndota, he's unlucky, or I don't know now. He tries to be too clinical sometimes, and he doesn't want to just hit the ball for the sake of hitting the ball. He tries by all means to either place and he's got the technical ability, but by Amvova, like they always seem to find double keeper. João Felix, if we were to do stats, would see how many shots has he had on targets, and this is both competition, the European competitions and local. He's probably right up there with the amount of shots that he's had on targets, and it's just not happening for him. If he can start converting those then it's a different conversation. I don't think Uno is also
play
today.
more.
I think Neto is gonna come in, and I'm saying 3-1. We are gonna concede one goal. 3-1. I'm sticking with 3-1.
So vice versa. So vice versa to Zuri.
Yeah.
Sorry. 3-1.
Yeah,
Is
so
it?
it was like
Sorry, I
3-2.
missed that.
Ryan Nori is gonna come for you guys. That's my point.
Cunha, bro. Cunha's gonna be feasting. He's back now. Fitness is on.
Yeah.
Today is
He
gonna be
doesn't
his
have any
game.
yellows. He doesn't have any pending yellows or any pending disciplinary hearings.
Yeah. But yeah,
Look,
so
and that question is perfect. And I think I also spoke about it in the group. Ngungu was never in his life a central striker
Never.
and a center forward. Never in his life. He made his career by being a second striker or a cam.
Yeah.
That was CSGO and all of these guys who were making,
remember?
who used to
Yeah,
feed
yeah.
who used to feed off of them, and he's one of those very smart guys who used to pop up in those critical positions to score goals.
Yeah.
He was never going to be a number 9, and if that's what Chelsea are hoping from Google, they're gonna have a bigger surprise of their life for another season.
I know that's a fact. I fully concur with you. I also don't see him as a center forward. He's always played in an attacking midfield position, even in his prime for Leipzig. It's just, of course, he's a very good ball carrier, so he used to get a lot of the ball in his days. So he used to make things. He used to get things, get the game ticking. So yeah, man, hey, y'all. I think he just needs to leave your club and go to a team that or a
Now,
coach that
apparently,
can
there's
use him and everything.
rumors he's going back to the German league.
Yeah,
Chelsea wanna make something, like wanna make money, be it like
yeah.
a bao, Tunyana bar,
Because
like yeah, just so
because
that
because Nkunku, I'll be honest with you guys. After Cole, it's Nkunku who's your second best finisher. Because Nkunku, whenever he gets
yeah, Zimbo.
opportunities,
Yeah,
yeah, he finishes clean. So
How much
that
are left? Angela
yeah,
left.
yeah.
Then you're spreading out. You're saying you have
Mm,
more guys who are more likely to score goals. Yes,
yeah.
Sancho and into yakhe nama-assist, uyadribula here and there. But
Mm-hmm.
my problem with Sancho is that he doesn't do that far enough.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And the striker thing is starting to be a problem. I would see this kid, in as much as he's still learning in his craft and whatnot, we're playing in a hyper competitive league, and the more games you don't score,
Mm,
it creates a problem
mm.
as a striker. Because when
Yeah.
Usebenzi Wakunju ball it back of the net, and that's that. And
That's
it's not
that.
like we're
Yeah.
not creating chances for the boy. He's getting
Mm-hmm.
chances. Imagine if we had a killer striker, we would be higher than where we are. I know tonight if we win, we're going to be fourth and whatnot, but there's a lot of moving parts in and around that the top five
But Ngubani, but
would be
Ngubani,
ahead.
but Ngubani, Jackson scored goals for you guys, and you guys were really doing well when you were scoring goals. The problem is now is that drought. The drought has now created a drought amongst a lot of the team members. Because if your centre forward is not scoring,
Yebo.
you start to ask questions. And that drought has become
Like
a big problem for Chelsea.
Unoni scored his hat trick against Wolves, but I'm at the point of like he doesn't start today. But when we played them at home at their house, he scored a hat trick. Because of the drought that he has right now. Do I risk it? Or because I think as a player, if you played against a team and you scored your first hat trick there, there's a bounce in your step, and you would think default you walk into your starting 11. But given the last two games that he's played, he doesn't deserve to be in the starting 11.
Mm. No, indeed,
Let's see.
man.
It looks like the
Yeah,
squad, the teams are out. The lineup.
yeah, yeah. Because true, not take Sancho back at United.
Noni
Yeah, I'll
starts.
take him. Yeah. Like give us back Sancho. It's fine.
Enzo is injured, so
Yeah,
your Sanchez keeper, Tosin Chaleba, Cucurella. So Chaleba literally walks in because of all the injuries that we've got. Middle, it's Keenan,
let me
no Moses, and
let me
then
let
on
me
the
just share my
wings it's
screen.
Noni, Pedro, and then Palmer, and then Jackson. Yeah, it's a lineup. We suspected Enzo was out. But I wasn't sure with Colwell. They said he's injured, but yeah, now we can confirm. So at the back, Badiashile, Fofana, Colwell are all out. That's why Shalaba was recalled literally with
Yeah,
immediate effect. He's been playing games, first team. Sorry, he's been a starter for Palace, so that's fine. It's just a matter of him realigning with the team. We'll see how we defend and. Keenan, that's his chance to actually prove himself. We could see that leap wasn't as big as everyone said it was in the middle with
Wait, Ngubani, wait. Uchaloba phela benimtrainisa ney'ntwana.
yeah.
How
no
does he come into the team all of a sudden and understand how you guys defend?
no Shaliba was at Palace.
No, Uchaloba before him he was training with the kids. He's never had a day of coaching with Enzo.
Well, I'm talking about match fitness. I'm not
Until
talking
yesterday.
about. That's why I said realign.
Yeah,
That's why I said realign. I'm talking about match fitness. At least 2 feet. It's not like
yeah.
Minity, he's been playing starting a Palace. I'm talking about the match fitness.
Yeah.
He's this got this Mike this.
This is
Yeah,
our team, Dota. It's a card. It's a card that we dealt. Would you rather be like the Spurs, where Spurs is fielding these 18-year-olds and then they make Everton shine? Where Calvin Phillips, what was that striker, hasn't scored in 16 games? Avugengani with 2 goals. Rather we, yeah, I know.
uh,
It's going up front, going forward. It's a team that should have goals,
mhm.
but Palmer has to be involved. If Palmer wasn't playing, I'm
You see,
Yolan.
Oh, Pamela.
Yeah, yeah,
He
he's
done.
injured.
didn't train the whole week, was
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
is he
done.
in? Yay
Yeah,
for
he is.
fantasy! I needed him.
you know,
It's a
I
huge risk
Yeah,
if he's carrying an injury and he
yeah,
starts. It's a huge one. It's a huge risk. But yeah,
yeah. I know
yeah, but
this
so
no
it's
is.
no
win,
need.
no
Oh, no,
win,
no, no
no win
ends.
in five,
No
no
ends.
win in five for you guys, right? You guys haven't won in
Yeah.
five.
The last win we had was December 15th.
Yeah, so you guys haven't won in 5 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes sense why they made sure Palmer's playing. You guys
Yeah,
can't not win the sixth game now.
Yep.
yeah,
Because my question mark as of Vogue. Yeah. It's yeah,
yeah.
it's a sport. It's a team that should have goals in them, but it's that how we were speaking on Cole Palmer has to be there and that shouldn't be the case. That's the
Mm.
irritating part.
Aish, I know things will get better, dog. Things will get better, dog. But anyway, gents, I think we can. Hey, okay, Chris Numvete will Janko.
Yeah, out. This boy
Yeah,
has reinvented himself. He
yeah.
is, yeah. Who's
I'm sure
that?
Spurs.
Who's that
I'm
winger that they've got?
Ilanga.
Ilanga from United. Ish.
No, not Ilanga. There's the defender. He's the first. He's the first Forest defender to get 100 points with fantasy.
Oh,
Oh,
Aina.
Aina, yeah, Aina, hey, dude, yeah. But hey, guys, I think we should call it. Nah, I know she would love to go on, but yo, an hour and 16 minutes is a long time.
No. Okay. Can I address this real quick?
Okay, yeah, okay, you
There's
can
a
go.
game, Champions League game that Arsenal played. Arsenal is winning 3-0, 70th minute. Saka
Yeah.
is playing. Saka is still taking corners. And everyone is sitting there and saying, like, guy, there's like no need for this boy to play the whatever is left of the game. You
Mhm.
guys are 3-0 up. He's giving you he had 2 assists, I think, from Mama Con. And Ateta says, look, we will continue. And I remember this very, very well, where everyone was in agreement. Saka is going to get injured and the wheels are going to come off. So I think if we're to do the math, Palmer doesn't travel and do these excursions that we do, as I say, Europe,
Mhm.
and that adds up to our game. So he can rest, and he knows
Yeah.
now he doesn't have to play these thingy. Saka, when Champions League, doesn't matter. He plays 90 minutes the Wednesday, come Sunday, 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily so.
100%, 100%,
And this
100.
injury, I echo that's going to be here and say they did not see this injury coming. And the other thing that they are downplaying, Guti now, it's a hamstring injury and whatnot. The boy was in crutches when he left the game. In crutches. He's out for the season.
I mean, but I'm less worried about Saka than Saliba, bro.
Yeah,
Less
I
worried
said.
about Saka than Saliba. I
Saliba is
think
out now.
Saliba's out. He didn't play the last game.
No, but he's got an injury. I don't think he's going to be playing for the like next week or two. He's not going to be playing.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers that question
Yeah.
on overworked players.
They really are overworked. They really are overworked.
Thank you. It's called management. Shivar knows what we're talking about.
100%, 100%. But anyway, gents, I think we should call it. You know,
You didn't give your predictions, but anyway, it's fine. Bunch
I
of
know.
haters.
Yeah, Wolves are gonna beat you guys. My boy Ryan Ain't Nori is gonna have a few assists. Play alarm, Ledo. That's
I
my
love it.
idea. Yo, he's a baller, dog. You see, for me,
Right.
these North Africans, and Father, like they take, dog. It's different. It's different. It's different. But let's just hope Bafana. When we play Morocco in, yeah, oh, Pirates, yeah, that's the only time where, yeah.
We in our team at Pirates we have a replacement for Lamine Yamal in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Relebogile Mufc,
Yep.
AK Kokomelo. You guys in
But
trouble.
babies are what the principal of the 2Ks.
Yeah.
Yebo.
Yep.
President I'm a
And
2K.
President.
that's my my patriotism coming out. That's a player, gents.
I know it
Just
is.
keep him away from the women, please.
We're trying, though. We're doing our best.
But I
Apparently,
think his mother is part of the whole, I don't know, structure within a Pirates. I don't know what she does.
yeah.
So she should keep him in line.
No.
Please
Yeah, no,
protect
he
that
will
boy.
be. He will be in lad. He will be in lad. But anyway, Jets, thank you so much for joining. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Help us out. This is Easy Sports, and we are out. Peace.
Shot my hands.
This is